got a 22mm socket to unload the timing belt, and you're gonna rotate it around till this little hairline mark here, right here, this mark right there, is lined up with the one on the block itself. That means that your pistons are in a neutral position where the valves cannot come into contact with the piston head. That's a special position for unloading the timing belt. You can see there's also a little arrow here. This arrow is not for top, that's actually top dead center. That's not the arrow you want for the timing belt. So you're gonna put it in that position, and then you're gonna get your 14mm socket out and take off the pulleys. This marking indicates true top dead center. Okay. That's where cylinder 1 is at top dead center, meaning the cylinder has its, this is cylinder 1 right here. Okay. That piston is all the way at the top of the stroke, and the valves are supposed to be closed. So that would indicate the height of the compression stroke, or maybe like the end of the exhaust stroke. Okay. So that's top dead center on cylinder 1. This here indicates a neutral position when this guy is lined up with that mark right there.
This guy with that.
Yeah, the one back here. Okay. On the
front one, the square one, and the.
No, this hairline right here by my finger in the back. Go ahead, get it on. This mark here with this mark here, that indicates the neutral unloading position. Okay. That's where the pit cylinders are all both exactly halfway up.
I mean, they are not really at the same position. They're off by like 2 teeth.
That's okay. They generally have to be in, you know, the general vicinity. A little bit off, it's not the end of the world. But maybe out of good habit, we'll get it exactly on. There you go. That's dead on now. Or closer to dead on. Okay. So then what I like to do for the single overhead camshaft engines is start with this one, because this is the last one I put on. And I like to put this on last because it has this lip, and that allows it to really slide in under the belt. So you want to loosen the bolt. Also, if you, this one, I'm going to loosen it, and I'm going to hold the pulley up with my hand to maintain tension. The reason I like to loosen this one is if you notice short tracks of belt like this, they have more tension than a long one, because, you know, the long one just has more leverage. So this one here, I can use my hand to push its weight up and to keep tension from coming onto the bolt. Because if you have tension on the bolt as you remove it, as it approaches the very end of the bore where it's mounted, it'll rip the threads. So I use my hand to hold it up and tension it, and I take it off. And as you can see, this one's very easy to install because it has this little, this flange here. So I slip the flange under, and I can just shove it up with my hand, line it up. And that's why this is the very nice one to install last in the system. So now that I've removed this one, the logical choice could be, tension is a bit relieved here. I like to take this one off next. So again, I'm gonna push it down with my hand, just to keep some tension on there as the final round of threads comes out. Because I do not want to be threading a bolt out when there's a lot of tension on the bolt. I want to keep the tension using my hand. That'll keep it from getting stripped. After this one's out, the whole network should pretty much be unloaded. There goes the bolt. Now I can let go. It's okay. The tensioner snapped back, that's fine. So here, you can go ahead and unroute the belt. This is a timing belt. It's a very nice fresh one. As you can see, there's some nice markings still on here. And the surface is not really smoothened out. So this is a good new timing belt. This is Gates. Gates is a good brand. A lot of people talk bad on Gates, but hey, it's still better than Chinese.
Well, it's better than the real life Gates.
And then Robert M. Gates, Bill Gates, both of them are